Hey, sweet friends. This is Grace here. It is Tuesday, 10 a.m. We are going to do some crafting. I have kind of a fun idea from some junk I got. We're going to try to turn some junk mail into something fun. I just want to make sure first that this feed is going through. Yes, that was quick and easy. Thank you for that little gift. Okay. This is what I got, friends. This is what I got. This was crunched up unbelievably tight. You can see all the wrinkles. In fact, I wonder if they didn't have a machine to crunch this up. It is basically just packing paper, brown paper. And I had ordered a bottle of vitamins that came in a glass jar. So this was crunched up around the bottle in a box. And I don't want to just throw it out. Like that's the kind of girl I am. So I tried to uncrunch it as much as possible before I came live because of the noise. So my sister, she always says she hates extraneous noises, extra noises. I'm sorry for the extraneous noise, but I do need to flatten this, and I'm going to make a journal out of this. We are going to make a journal out of this. So this will be the inside papers, and I've got plenty of it. Plenty of it. I have to cut it down, and we'll do something pretty with it. So of course I collect these too. We're going to use this for the cover. So we are making, this is a junk journal. It's taking things that would have gotten thrown out and turning it into something pretty that can be used. I have two examples here I want to show you. Let me just see who's in the comments. There's Debbie. Debbie, you were the first crafty chick to say good morning this morning. You are on top of it, girlfriend. On top of it. Good morning. Hey, Janet. How are you, friend? Happy Tuesday. Hey, Pat. Hey, Callie. There's Lori. Hi, sweet Lori. You guys, Gannon's still sleeping. He has to go to work at 2:30 today. Landon is at wrestling camp. He's like a camp counselor. He graduated from high school. The camp is for 7th through 12th graders, and the coach asked Landon to help out. So he's there helping get the kids through all their workouts and their technique training and all that stuff. So that's cool. And Chris is out west working. So Chris will be home tomorrow to take me to Grand Forks on Thursday for the big surgery. So I'm going to enjoy what time we have together to create now. I wanted to show you, we're going to do this junkie journal, and I wanted to show you two examples of kind of what we're going to make today. This was made with Facebook subscribers a long while back out of a junk mail envelope. And on the inside, I'm using this as an art journal. And on the inside, this was the most recent page we did just last week. On the inside of this one, I used mixed media paper, black, white, and tan, mixed media paper. So that's what I used on the inside of this one. This one is, again, I love these envelopes. Sometimes they come corrugated like this, and sometimes they come, this one's padded with cotton. So I made this one. The Vintage Daisy had an event, New Beginnings event in January. So I created this one then, and I'm using it as my quotes and inspirations journal. So anytime I come around a quote online that I like, I've been printing it out and just kind of collaging it in here. Relax, don't rush, let things happen, trust the journey, and enjoy the ride. I mean, I just liked that. It felt very relaxing and serene, so I put it in there. So these are examples of kind of what I'm getting at with this junk. And we're going to try to do something. I don't have a plan. I mean, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. We're going to figure it out together. For some reason, I have the sniffles. I think it's allergies. Good morning, Leslie. Hey, Chris Hunter. How are you, friend? I'm glad you caught me too. I'm feeling very removed from everybody. Just haven't been able to do a lot. So I haven't been, I should say, I feel very removed from everybody on the public page. I get together with the club members very regularly, thankfully. Those sweet sisters who are supporting the page and joining in all the fellowship activities in the membership club. We get together regularly. I'm posting there regularly, hanging out with them. Facebook subscribers once a week, but the public page, I haven't been doing so much. So I feel like if you're not in one of those two groups, I'm not seeing a lot of you. So I'm really happy to get together with you all today. Thank you, Lori, for the prayers. I need them so much. Thank you. I'm nervous about this dang surgery, you guys. I was telling the girls, I'm nervous. Okay, let's see. I'm not going to talk about that though. This is craft relaxation time. So this is a very good start to a journal, right? Let's just get it to a size that we want. It's an Amazon package. I'm going to retain this for now, this closure here. And let's just cut off all the excess that we don't want. I don't know how big I want this. So let's just start and we'll figure it out. I love using my grid lines on this is actually a self-healing cutting mat from Chacator. It's double-sided. This is the second one that I've owned in the last few years. I use them all the time. I think they're super helpful for measuring and cutting straight, which I'm not very good at. So presumably we have straight, perfect lines on the envelope. And if I line them up with the lines on the table, I should be able to cut it down and get straight lines. So I think I'm going to go with this. I'm trying to get off all those edges. So we're down to just an open envelope. I'm missing, so I've been working off of 2 tables, and that's been a little challenging. I have the one, this is the table that I always stand when I create, and lately I've had to sit more. So some of my stuff is at the sit table. Some of it's here at the stand table. Okay, so see what I mean by cotton lined? They have like little dabs of, I believe it's cotton. I mean, maybe it's not cotton. I've been calling this a cotton lined envelope. I use them all the time. They're fabulous for junk journal covers. Okay, now let's see. Just as a point of reference, okay, this was a corrugated envelope. Let's just, as a point of reference, well, actually, here's the closed edge that I want to keep. If I want it to be this size, which I think is a nice size. How big is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 inches. Let's do it. Let's go 7.5 inches. Why not? I like the size. Easy to work with. So at that 7.5 inch mark on this side, I'm going to line up my ruler and cut this off. Why not? I like having a variety of journal sizes. That looks crooked to me. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Come on. Give it up, girlfriend. All right, now, so we got 7.5 inches tall. Now we've got to cut off this gnarly edge. I don't want it that big. So let's do this. I mean, I could just copy. I like this size a lot. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. So let's do it. Might as well. We know we like it. I lost track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 would be here. So I'm using the vertical lines then to line up my ruler so I know where my cut line is to get that. Oh, there's nothing like a nice sharp blade that gets through everything in one fell swoop. Oh, now these are a good size. I love the crunchiness of these things. I'm not throwing these out. I might use those for something. In fact, they're the same size, so I could use them to make, oh, like pockets. Side pockets or something in here. So look, we have really the basis of a cover right here. Right? And I could sew in or tie in the pages on the inside. So let's get to the paper. We're going with, what did I say? 5.5 by 7.5. This will get covered with something pretty eventually. If I don't write it down, I can't think straight. 5.5 by 7.5, right? Yes, 5.5, 7.5, check. So I do that for myself because brain fog gets the best of me some days. All right, now let's see about our paper. First of all, let me see what everybody's saying in the comments. Thank you, Annette. You're sweet. Thank you for saying that. Thank you, thank you. Leslie, I love these envelopes too, friend. They are awesome, right? Annette, thank you for the stars, friend. Thank you, thank you. You're so sweet. I appreciate that. Good morning, Kimberly Murders. How are you? Okay, let's get this gnarly paper in. And look it. I will have to cover this with something because that's just not pretty, right? The inside's completely plain, so I could actually keep it. I think I'm going to stitch around the edges of this to hold it all together. Because look, we have this, it's closed, but it's not going to, you saw how easy it was for me to open it when I showed you the insides. So I think I will end up sewing. And do I want to cover that? I don't think so. I think I'm going to leave it raw and just sew around the edges. But let's figure out this paper now. When I uncrunched all of this and like pulled it all apart, it's actually 2 pieces of brown packing paper, and I can cut them both at the same time. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I apologize in advance for all the noise because it's a little noisy. Now, this may not be a type of project for you if you're into precision, because I'm not going to be precise. You see what I'm doing? I have 2 pieces of really gnarly paper, one on top of the other. I'm folding it in half so that I can get my ruler on it and cut it to size. I'm trying to line up these edges, but they are not going to be perfect. They just won't be. And I'm cool with that. I'm going to fold it in half. I'm lining it up on my table, trying to anyway. It's not going to be perfect. We're going to have some gnarly, unruly pages. Okay, now, think, Grace. I want to cut this to this height, so 7.5. Actually, I don't want it. 7.5 is the height of the cover. I like my pages on the inside to be slightly smaller, so let's do 7.25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.25 would be right here. Let's just see what we get. We're going to try this first round. Okay, that's worked out great. I'm just going to go ahead and do another one. I'm going to slide this down because we're going to need a few pages, right? See how gnarly it is? I love the gnarliness. I love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.25 would be right here. Nothing gets me more excited than making pretty things out of junk. Whoops. It's not wanting to. I had to trick it into cutting. So now we have 2. And actually, I think I'm going to be able to get, so I'll need 5.5 inches doubled because it's going to be folded in half. So I need 11 inches, but really I don't want it exactly the same size. So I'm going to go 10.5 inches long is what I'm going for. So let's do one more of these to have enough pages for the book. Maybe I'll just do 2 because it looks like I can eke that out of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I hope by hanging out with me enough that you get this freedom from precision. I don't think I've ever said that. I want to give you the freedom of precision. Let's just see. Is this, oh man, you guys, it's like slightly smaller. It's this is a 1/2 inch smaller than the other 3 sets that I've cut. So I'm going to keep them. Let's keep them because why not? Nothing about this is precise. We're going precision free. Now, just as a quick note to myself, how many inches do I have here? This is about 19 inches long. So I'm not going to get, I could get 2 out of this, couldn't I? Could I get 2 out of here? If I leave these super gnarly and don't straighten them out, here's the halfway point, basically. Can I get 2 out of this? Like, so here's 1. I'm just testing something out. I think I can get 2 sets of pages out of this. We are going to make these pages all pretty. Okay, so this is super straight, and then this is super gnarly, and I like it. I like it like that. So look what I got. I got 4 pages out of there. 4 fluffy pages. Let's see how they fit in the cover, though. Perfection. Remember, this is the shorter set, too. So this way, we have a lot more room. Man, I could make a few of these, because look at how open that, like how big that is already, and we haven't even started playing with decorating the pages. 1, 2, that's only 4 folded pages, which gives us 8 pages to flip. I'm not going to fit a ton in here, actually. So bear with me, okay? I have 3 more sets of these. I'm going to do the same exact thing. I originally folded it so that at the halfway point, and I know I can get 2 sets of pages out of this, so I'm going to fold it again up to the halfway point. I'm going to cut it at the halfway point. I could actually tear it, keep a little bit of that gnarly look. Okay, here's 4 more pages. I don't know, does this totally bug you? I would love to know. Vicky Champion, thank you for sprinkling. Thanks for being here, hanging out with me. Thanks for fluffing the nest, Jennifer. I see that you did that too. Hey, Trisha Hodge, Be So Creative is here. Good morning, good morning. Hey, Joy Smith. And Mary is here. Diana's here. Look at all you girls just floating in here. Okay, tell me honestly, because I'm not offended. It's just we're different people, right? So we like different things. Does this bug you? That crookedness? I like it. I'm so weird. I know I'm so weird. All right, so listen, all I have to do is basically, I don't even need this cutter anymore. I'm getting all kinds of pages out of this. I tear it at the center point, put these together, and fold them in half, which is what I was doing. Fold them in half. I mean, knowing this is totally wonky, fold them in half in a way that you think you like. Wonky, gnarly, grungy, imperfect, not precise. That's what makes me happy. Okay, there we go. I think I'm going to get several books out of this, ladies. I think we can make several of these. Okay. How easy is this? Don't throw out your junk. Well, listen, though, I do remind you guys, I get a lot of mail. I do a lot of Amazon shopping, so I get a lot of these envelopes in the mail, packing paper in the mail. I can't keep it all. We do use the packing paper in the fire pit. You know, I don't just throw things out. I do really like to recycle and reuse. If it's not coming into my craft room to be made pretty, we will try to burn it. We will try to recycle it, reuse it somehow, or, you know, you do have to just eventually throw stuff out. This is what happens if you don't throw out. You have multiples. That's what I have. But look at, I can get 4 books out of this. If I keep it to that many pages, 4, wait, Grace, I get myself confused. 4 pieces of paper folded, giving us 8 pages to flip in the book. I can get 3 more books out of this. I can't even believe it, but I just happen to have. No, I'm serious. I cannot believe it. These are the only ones that I have in my stash. 3 more. Looks like it was meant to be. I won't do, I mean, obviously I'm not going to have you sit and watch me make all 4 books, but how cute would this be as a little book series? You're going on a little weekend trip with your girlfriends, and there's 4 of you. You make yourself, each one gets a journal, and you can journal and write in each other's books on the weekend and glue into the book photos or like train tickets or movie ticket stubs, whatever. Tea bags, the tea that you enjoyed together on your little trip. All right, here's what we got to do. We just need to cut it down. I am being ambitious, and I'm going to try to cut all of this. I'm going to try to cut it all at once. I'm being ambitious and lazy. I guess you could look at it both ways. You like the asymmetrical look, Vicky? I love hearing from you guys about this stuff. Because I'm never offended if you have a different opinion than me. I think it's really interesting to learn about you and what you like. And to hear, you know, just in general, also, I do kind of take a mental note, like, what does the majority like? If you're into precision, you probably don't hang out with me a lot because that is not me. It's not my style at all. All right, we got a couple inches off there. Now remember, 7.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 is this line right here. So let's do it. I do find it interesting. And when I'm done cutting here, I'm going to take a peek at those comments that you're giving me. 1. Come on, you haven't let go yet. Uh-oh, I'm getting into the cotton in there. Come on. Why are you? Ugh, why? I think I just budged my ruler a tish. Leave it to me, girls. Leave it to me. Oh, it looks like we had a breakthrough right there. Okay. Not throwing out any of these because I don't know. That's just the way I am. Maybe they'll get used for something in the book. Now I got to cut them this way and get my 5.5, and I have 4 books on the way to being made. Cha-ching, right? I don't know why I said cha-ching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. My kids would say bam or boom. Like, boom, you did it. Remember Emeril Lagasse? What did he used to say when he was cooking? Bam. It's just like an exclamation of excitement. Look at that, girls. Look at that. 1 book. 2 books. They're really soft, like soft covered books, which I don't mind at all. 3 and 4. You got the start of 4 little books. It could be a really cute series to gift to somebody or keep for your summer months of kind of journaling your summer. All right, let me check the comments out. Trisha says she likes precision. I think that's, she said yes, but I'm trying to let it go. It's hard to let go. I do consider myself a recovering perfectionist. I found though, when I was quilting about 15 years ago, I learned to quilt and I loved working with the fabric, but I hated the precision of it. It stressed me out to no end. And I eventually, after years of doing it, I thought, why am I continuously doing this to myself? I don't have to quilt. There are other ways to be creative. Even fabric, you know, crafting without the stress. So I was able to let go of the stress of the precision and just kind of go with it. Like, let it fly, be loosey-goosey about it and just enjoy it. Let's see. Be so creative. She said she loves the pages like that. Oh, yay. I'm so glad to hear that. Missy Bone, she's saying, I love the crooked. Your girl after my heart. Joy loves the odd shapes of paper. Awesome. I love the gnarly look. It gives it character. Me too, Jennifer. I think it makes it really unique and organic and interesting. Super interesting. Diana says she loves it. Yay. All right, Chris, what did Chris say? Oh, wait, Chris Hunter, your comment just went flying by. Where did it go? I love it, and I really love the crunchy sounds. Me too. There's something about that. There's something about that makes me happy too. I love my journals to be kind of hit all the senses. I've even gone as far as like gluing cinnamon into my books so that I get a fragrance. There are lots of ways you can get fragrance into your books, but that I give you that as an example because I love for all of the senses, right? To be kind of hit when you open a book. Flatten the pages using a paper scorer. I like the pages all gnarly though, Kelly. I like them like that. Read my message above about the cover. Where is it? Where is it? Kelly, I'm not seeing it. I'm going back, and I'm not seeing it. Measure, fold a spine in the cover, and then trim the pages to fit. Measure, fold a spine in the cover. What? I'm not following you, Callie. Help me, friend. I'm not sure what that means. I'm going back and forth on my computer here with my mouse, trying to see all the questions or all the comments. As much as I order from Amazon, I never get the brown envelopes. My stuff comes in bubble plastic, blue and white. You can use those too, Joy. Yes, you can use those too. I've used the plastic ones. They give you that same crunchy. Yeah, go to the YouTube channel and look up my Christmas quilted cover journal. It's a playlist on YouTube, and it was made with a plastic bag, a plastic envelope. Hey, Debbie Gravoy, my Florida friend. Kim says, I love this idea. I'm having a 60th get together in Sedona with my childhood friends, and this would be perfect. Oh, yay. Hey, Lois, I have not seen you in so long, my Vermont friend. How are you? How are you? Spiced tea bags stored with your papers can leave behind a wonderful scent. Sharita, howdy, howdy, my Texas friend, and thank you for sharing that. That is a great suggestion. Lori, you don't have to apologize, darling. Oh. Mary DiCarlo, that was for you. I read Mary's comment that says, I also love the crunchy sound. It reminds me of those hardcovered books that the kids had that had all the feelings in them. Like, so it would have a teddy bear with, there'd be like a little, a picture of a bear, and his belly would be round, and there would be like a fluffy fur type fabric there that the kids could touch. And then you would turn the page and it would have a mirror that the kid could look in and see their reflection. It reminds me of those touch and feel books that we had for our kids. Vicky says, I tend to perfectionism, but with certain things I like off-center wonky. As I get older, I think I've given myself permission to what moves me at the time. Good, Vicky. I love to hear that. Do what makes you happy. If you can truly say that the precision is joy for you, do the precision. The precision for me personally is stress. So I've let it go, and I tend to go toward the organic and the wonky. Okay, listen, I got to go hit the restroom, girls. I hate to do this to you, but this is my whole problem with all this pelvic pain that I have and my bladder condition. So let me go hit the restroom. While I'm gone, though, I want you to please just share in the comments where you're coming in from, if you're comfortable, like Vermont. Lois is from Vermont. Tell us where you're coming in from and see if you can make a connection with another crafty chick out there who is in either your state or a neighboring state, just to make connections, because I'm all about fellowship, connections, making friends, all around our love for creating. So look at Sharita's in there saying, I'm from Texas. I'll be right back. I'm going to go hit the restroom. Okay, ladies, thank you for the grace that you've given me the chance to go hit the restroom quick. Oh, there's a couple of Texas. Mary is in Texas. Lori's is in Missouri. Trisha from Florida. Trisha, why didn't I not remember that? I love to know this about you guys so that I can... Hey, Glenda in Arizona. Chris is sharing that she's in Oklahoma, Oregon, New Orleans, Michigan. Look at that. How fun. Oh, 2 Michigan folks. Georgia, California, Arkansas. I love to know this about you guys. Kentucky. It's just, I'm in North Dakota. I don't see any North Dakotans out in the sharing, but I'm in North Dakota. I love to hear where everybody's from. I really do. Okay, I'm trying to find, oh, here it is. I just want to see something. You remember my book, my paper collage books, my phone book, and then this just old novel, Morgan's Cross, that I take my paper scraps and I glue them down in there to make these great collage papers. And I'm just wondering, I think I have a couple of loose pages here. Like this one's loose. What are we doing size-wise for a cover? I could do that if I used something else. All right, hold up. Wait a minute. It's really good if you adopt this method that I use for using up your paper scraps. This has fallen apart. So I just keep it together with a rubber band. It is good to have a small book and a bigger book, and that's where my phone book comes in. By the way, I've come into, I'm just trying to find my phone book, girls. Hold on. Some of you have said that you don't get phone books. Are you one of those people, do you get a phone book in your local area? We get 2 every year. So I don't throw them out because I'm that kind of girl. So I've turned to using them. This one's brand new. Oh, I was just painting in this one. I've turned to using them for paper collage. Where is my full one though? I have one that's full of collaged papers. And it should be in here and it's not. Hold on, I'm looking for it, girls. What happened to it? Well, I was going to say, it's really nice to have a couple of different sizes of those books ready to go because I use them all the time. Here it is. Whew. Looks like, did I lose it? Paper and fabric scraps in here. Right? And let me just see. It's the same size as my book cover. We're using these for my book covers. Let's pick out a couple. Oh, sounds like Yan Man dropped something. I like this one. How nice of a book cover would that be? I'm going to glue that on there or sew it on. And if there's anything sticking out, like see this? That's where some washi tape would be fun. Yes. Look. What a fun book cover. Okay, we got 1. Let's pick out 4 since I have 4 books. And I think what I'll do, because, you know, these books tend, this one's kind of cool. Sometimes I've been also, let me just say as a side, I have been using different glues. Most of the time I just use a glue stick or I use that clear Elmer's glue. Especially in this bigger book, the clear Elmer's glue works really well to secure the papers down. When I use Mod Podge or a decoupage glue, I will use it on the underneath and I always go over the top. So it really does give it a nice top coat cover. And this one has that. This page has that. So this would be a nice cover because it's got a coating of Mod Podge over it, giving it a nice solid finished feel. So this will be a nice cover. Okay, and I know it doesn't fit exactly, but this little excess that's right there, I'll cover that up with a slip of fabric or some washi tape because you know we all got so much washi tape. Okay, 2 more. That was just doodling. Yeah, Cheryl, isn't that the truth? She says she just got a new phone book last week and she was shocked how little it is, 5x7 and really skinny. And they used to be really big and thick. Remember the big yellow pages that we used to get that were like this thick? Okay, so Anne-Marie's saying no phone books anymore. Who else? Does anybody else in our area, you only get a phone book if you have a landline? Okay, that's from Janet. Rusty, she's coming in from Wisconsin. I'm glad you guys are sharing where you're coming from so you can make connections. Do I remember correctly? You live in Edmond. Oh, that's not, she's asking somebody else that question. Okay. Anybody else with the phone books? I've got some phone books. I think I'm going to make them available to club members first. I've got a whole bunch of phone books. I came into about a dozen of them. So, club members, if you're here and if you can't get a hold of a phone book and you want one, will you comment in the club? Go to the club after we're done and just remind me, ask me about the phone books, and I will tell you, how we can get those to you. Okay. Chris Hunter says, I am going through junk mail as I watch today. You should see the pile of envelopes and junk mail I get in 1 month. I know, it's crazy, right? It is crazy. Annette Wilson, you're in Australia? Why didn't I know that, darling? Why didn't I know that? You're a rising star on this page. It says stars. Oh, and you're a star sender. Thank you, friend. So those of you who are club members, if you need a phone book, this would be the same size. We get 2 a year. Anyway, just saying that. All right, let's look for 2 more covers. This one has some fabric. It has a coffee. That's a coffee filter. I like the colors on this one. That little butterfly, it was like a printable that I didn't end up using it. That could be cute on the front. Let's use this one. Oh, this sometimes happens when you don't use the Mod Podge on the top. If I didn't do a good job gluing, that might happen, but that's totally fixable, so I'm not worried about that. All right, we've got 3. Such a good use for your paper scraps, ladies. Paper and fabric scraps. Get yourself a phone book, something soft covered, a big novel. Go to the thrift store. You'll probably find something there that you can use. I like this one. Oh, this one has this, though. Oh, this one's pretty. Oh, that's the last one I've done in here. I use these pages all the time, ladies. All the time. Okay, see how fat and chunky these are? That's 3 of them. We have this one left. I love the yellow on this one. I don't know why, but I do. Maybe it's like a summertime vibe. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This makes me so happy. We just made 4 books and a flash. The basis of 4 books. I'm going to pick one. I want the yellow one. These I'm going to stick aside, and I'm going to clamp them together so they're not so unruly. And I think I will end up putting these under something heavy for the day. But let's play with the pages now. Just put that aside for now. Okay. For the cover, first, here's my actual cover. That's that cotton lined envelope. I'm going to use this on top of it. And then we'll just fix up anything that looks goofy, right? So I could just come in and sew this, but I'm not exactly comfortable with just sewing. So let's use some glue. Our phone books are 1/3 the size they used to be. Sharita says, my office is a public drop-off for the community. So, oh, good, Sharita, you get lots of them. Good. So I know that when I brought this up before and people were like, yes, I love this idea of using a phone book for your paper collage scraps because they make great pages for use in your projects. You can make tags. I mean, anything that it fits. Tags, greeting cards, mixed media projects, ATC cards, you name it. You can do so much with them. But if you don't have phone books, you don't have phone books. So when I came across some, I was like, man, I'm keeping these. And I'll try to make them available to some of you. So club members first, I always make sure to acknowledge. And that's my way of acknowledging and thanking the club members for supporting me and my family and being members of the club. So club members first, get dibs on things. And then I offer them out to the general public after that. Okay, so just a little bit of glue. I don't need the glue to like be the only line of defense here because we're going to sew. I'm going to sew all the way around this. And at that point, decide, do I want to use a washi tape? That would be really simple. And I could put the, oh, got a little glue there. I could put the washi tape on before I sew. That way the washi tape also gets a reinforcement. There's some black over here. Wait a minute, Gracie. Oh, it's a tish longer. I don't mind that. Do I mind that? I don't mind it. I like the gnarliness of it. You like all my fancy words. Okay, there's some black here on the back. I have black tapes. They're right in front of me now. I have this one. It's kind of narrow. It's like a 1 inch. So you're only going to get a 1/2 inch. I don't need more than a 1/2 inch, but you're going to get a 1/2 inch. I'm super visual. 1/2 inch on this side, and then I'm going to fold it over. You're going to get a 1/2 inch on that side. I'm not sure that I like that one. There you go. Oh, I have a floral one. Hold on. I have a whole dictionary that's huge. I want to use the pages to craft with, but I feel bad ruining it. Oh, Brenda, I understand that feeling. I don't think you're alone in that. This is also 1 inch. Oh, that's so pretty, you guys. Shut the front door with that. Shut the front door. That'd be pretty. This is the one. I'm just gonna make this simple for myself. I have to add, obviously, we have to add some glue. But let's get it about the right size. Not stressing at all about that. It's not straight. Oh, this one stuck real good. It's ripping my paper. How dare you? How dare you, washi tape? All right, stop it now. You're being a brat. Now you're just being a brat. Okay. A little extra. I need extra glue here. So let me grab my little glue book. This is just this so I can run my glue stick on the edge here. Faster and easier than putting it on the tape. Okay, I want about a 1/2 inch. It doesn't have to be exact. I'm going to try to stick this on there. Flip it over and see. I think there's going to be a little more on this side than on this side, but I'm okay with that. That works, right? Then we'll glue this down, and that will help, or I mean sew around it, and that will help to really hold that into place. And, you know, these edges are going to get more wear and tear than the top will, because you're going to be turning pages like this and grabbing the book like that. So I think it's more important that this side get a reinforcement. So let's do a little bit more on this. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to use something to hold this flat so I can tear it straight. When I make books, if it's a book that's in the works and I'm still working on it and it's going to take me either a couple of days, a couple of weeks, which can happen. Since I've used this tape on the front of the book, I would normally keep this tape with the book so that if I ever need washi tape again, I can use it, and then it's going to look more cohesive and have some repeated pattern. That's just one thing that I tend to do. Okay, stop. You're in my way. You keep hitting my hand and making me crazy. Okay. This is kind of gluey now, so I'm going to fold it over. Is anybody else creating today? And what are you creating? What are you working on today? Do you change your creativity projects? Are your creative projects change in the summer or with the seasons? Do they change? Like, I think people knit and crochet more in the winter, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Oh, that just fell down. All right, that's fantastic, and I love it. I love that it's got gnarly bits hanging out. And this is going to get sewn all the way around, but I'm not going to do that right now because it's just sewing, right? You don't need to watch me dig that out. But let's play with these papers and do something decorative with them while we're at it. I have an I got a couple old encyclopedias at an estate sale this weekend. A couple used to make, I used to make collage. So you're using those, Janet, to make your collage pages. Smart. Oh, Mary, she's washing windows. Ugh is right. It always feels so, that's one of those chores though, Mary, that once it's done, it feels so good. Some chores, it's like nobody ever notices. But washing the windows, it's like, wow, look at that. It looks great. She just, Joy is saying she just ordered these glue sticks. Awesome. I went to my local library book sale and I was amazed at what I was able to buy for $4. They sold 3 books for $1. Hey, Lori, good girl. That's awesome. Apartment and home rent books at stores, 7-Eleven. Oh, that's a good idea, Janet. My family, every Sunday we go to, well, not every, but a lot of Sundays we go to breakfast, and the diner that we go to has those it's just full of cars and pickup trucks and ATVs. I don't know what you call it, but it's like a real estate book, but it's not. It's all cars and machinery. And my boys grab it, not all the time, but maybe once a month they grab one. and they look through it at breakfast. They look at all the old vintage trucks, and it's a boy conversation. You know, it's boy stuff. But that's an example of what you're saying. That would be a really good use when you're done reading it and looking at it to use it for paper collage. Be so creative. I have phone books and I love this idea. Well, get to it, girl. Get to it. It's a great lazy crafting thing to do. I keep my paper scraps and my books in this bin. So listen, grab your bin and take it to the couch or you're watching a movie. It's such a mindless, easy thing to do while you're sitting for long periods of time, like in the car, if you're going on a road trip, which summer is road trip time, right? Okay, so these are my pages. And I would like to do something decorative on them. I don't want them to be completely plain. And I was trying to figure, it would be, I was thinking about lace. Because it could be really pretty to have some lace. It's a grunged up book and it's kind of gnarly and imperfect, which I love. But I was thinking a lace theme would kind of be cute on some of these pages. So tell me in the comments, because you guys come up with better ideas than me sometimes. We're not the only ones. We're the ones going live, but that doesn't mean you guys don't have fabulous ideas. So share in the comments any ideas you have for how we could present a lace effect on these pages. Hey, Sina, how are you? Hey, Maureen, don't apologize, darling. Don't ever feel bad, girl. You're always welcome no matter what point you come into the live or into the video recording, watching on a replay. Whoa, Pat, you're ambitious. She just finished planting 3 window boxes and 2 pots. I'm making button flowers this afternoon after a much needed shower. I bet. I took a shower this morning and I was like, man, that felt good. Do you ever I really needed a good shower. It's so relaxing sometimes and it's refreshing. Oh, guys, can you see? I don't know if you can see this rash. I was showing the girls in the craft therapy club. For the surgery prep, they gave me these wipes to use all over my body. I think they're anti-back type of wipe to prep my body and my skin for surgery. I think they're trying to avoid, unnecessary infections in the surgery, right? But it made my skin... It's so itchy and red and rashed. My arms and my legs. It's awful. So this morning, taking a shower was like, I want to soothe my skin. I made sure that it wasn't too hot. And then I put aloe all over my arms. Okay, here we got some ideas. Lace on brown paper, isn't it? It's such a good combination. So Trisha, that's Trisha's comment. Vicky says use a lacy stencil or paper doily. I was thinking stenciling, Vicky. That was... of course, I can take actual lace and glue it down. I have so much lace, friends, so much lace. I'm going to actually grab some. I have lace trim and I have rolls of lace. Like here's a roll of lace that I could literally glue down onto a page to give a backdrop. That is a bit more fussy in terms of once you want to create something or use that page for something. I feel like the actual, an entire page overlay of lace is going to be a little bit fussy. So I don't think I want to do that. But of course, I have lace trim that we could just glue down or sew on. I think, though, because I feel like those are a little fussy, I think on these base layers, I might just use a stencil. Let me find my stencils. There's no right or wrong answer to that question about how to get the lace onto your pages. There's no right or wrong. It's just how do you think you're going to use the pages and what makes the most sense in your world? What would you enjoy working with? What makes the most sense? Now, these are kind of lacy. They're called Mexican tiles, but you see what I'm saying? They have kind of a nice pattern. They're small. These are 6 by 6. So I could get some, I think I'll use those because they're easy to manage. I have the big 12 by 12s as well. but I think I'll use the little ones just to add a little bit of Shazam. Oh, hey, Ginny. Oh, yes, Joy. You can use actual lace as a stencil. She's saying lay the lace down and then you can spray paint over it. That's a great idea. So see, these are so pretty. These are Essential Stencil. I am still an ambassador for Essential Stencil. And if you want, when you're ordering, to give me some support, you could use my code, Comfy Nest. That one's really pretty, right? So I think I'm going to do that. I also have these brown vintagey kinds of washi tape. And why not use them? Why not? We're just trying to add, kind of like our collage paper on the cover, we're just trying to add some things of visual interest so that we don't have completely blank pages happening. So I'm going to glue this down. There's that crunchiness, Chris Hunter. There's that crunchy that we love. Mary too. Mary said she loves the crunch. I love the crunch. I love me some crunchy paper. I'm going to put this right in the center. Why not? Just because. Something interesting. It lays really nice. It kind of like hits all of the grooves, these crinkly grooves on the paper, because washi tape is so thin. So I think I'm just going to randomly do some stenciling and put some washi tape. It may help me to have the pages, or you, when you're creating, just as a suggestion. It may help you to have the pages folded so you can envision what you're going to see on those pages when you open them up. Okay, I love this one. I used this the other day on that fantastic art journal page. So let's put a chunk of this somewhere. I don't know yet. I don't have a specific purpose for these journals, but you don't need to. I had the junk mail came in and I was thinking to myself, I can't just throw this stuff out. All this packing paper, I can't just throw it out. Okay, I'm not sure I love that. I'm not sure that I love that. It's in, it seems French, the language. I don't speak or read French. I don't love this. I think I'm just gonna have a peek of it coming through. Let's obscure it a little more and do this. We'll put it half on one page, half on the other. It'll be right on that fold line. Like that. So there's just going to be a little peek of washi tape. Just why not? Because it's unusual and I have it, and girls, use up your washi tape. And I'm going to stencil over or around some of this washi tape here in a minute. Yeah, I would be smart to put the glue down first, wouldn't I? I don't know. Let's see. We're just going to put a little map, a little bit of map right here in this corner. Why not? Why not? It can be completely random. That's the beauty of it all. You don't have to have a mega plan. You can just create for the sake of creating. Now, I do have a little bit of sticky glue hanging out on these pages, so I have to be really careful that I don't stick them to each other. Let's put something up here. Now, I've been going with the tan tapes, so I'm going to avoid the black and the white. I think I may have, let me look up at my stash of tapes. What is this one? Doesn't look like I've used it a lot, but it has the same color scheme. So let me grab this one. Oh, they're like stamps. Yes, please. I will take some stamps. Oy, oy, oy. The washi tape shop, they hold their tapes closed with a piece of washi tape that says WT on it. That could be tricky sometimes. Okay. I think I'm just going to leave the whole page that way. Let's go on this one and add, let's put this here. So it goes on both pages. I need something, a little pokey tool to get that off of there. Get the backing off. There we go. And I might as well, because I have it here in my little blue book, so I don't have so much glue everywhere. I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm not really that consistent. So again, it's about just having fun with your stuff and not worrying about that. Let's not worry about it. Okay, that's there. This page, you know, there's something on this spread, which I'm good with. And then this spread, let's go to this big wide one again, because it gives you good coverage. I love the crinkle too, Maureen. I think a lot of us are fans of the crinkle. There's nothing wrong if you're not a fan of the crinkle. You know, if you're more precise, you want things to be more orderly, and I like it interesting, grungy, like I said, but there's nothing wrong if that's not your style. There's nothing wrong with you. There's no right or wrong. It's all good in its own way. It's just, you should do whatever makes you happy, friend. I will always encourage you to do what makes you happy. Create in a way that brings you joy and doesn't stress you out. I have these two little parts that were curled over. Come on, baby doll. You need just a speck of glue on you. Okay, I think I'm going to go kind of up centered like that. All right, now let's do some stenciling. Why not? Let's get some stenciling on these bad boys. I think I'm going to go with black because we've got that black washi tape on the cover and that little bit of black. So I'm going to just grab some black paint. I'm going to grab my little paint tray. And we're going to do a really dry stenciling of black. Oh, that is really super black. Okay, I need a little stencil brush or a big one. Whatever suits your fancy. Here's the essential stencil ones. All right, I gotta, like I pull out everything and then I have no room to do anything. Hold on, girls. We're going to do a cleanup first. I don't need the ruler right now. I'm going to hang that back up. I do too, Maureen. Grunge and Lace. That was the name of that whole, was it 15 or 16 page digital download that I gave the club members in November. You can purchase it at the shop at thecomfynestwithgrace.com, but club members get that, the digital downloads for free. Okay. I'm loading up with some black, and we're just going to do random. It's not going to be the whole thing. I'm just going to do it randomly in places. I don't know how the washi tape is a little shiny. I've never stenciled with paint on washi tape. I have no idea how this is going to take this. Is it going to take it? No, it's kind of sliding off. I know the brown paper will take it. So that's basically what I'm going to do. Okay. These pages, I don't know how I'm going to use this book. I may end up gluing pictures over this or gluing down a piece of paper to journal. I don't know yet, but I'm not going to let that stress me out. I'm having a ball turning this junk into something pretty, and I'm going to just stick with that. Okay, so this is the spread. So I prefer to keep the spread the way it is so that, you know, rather than, oh, look, we have one stuck to each other. I could stencil this, but then when I put this down, whatever's on this page is going to be missing. You're not going to see it. So I would rather keep the pages together and do a little stenciling on the pages with them together so that I can carry the look from one page to the other. I don't want this to be the focal point. This is just a little bit of background stuff. Okay? So keep that in mind. We're not trying to make this the focal point of the page. It's just a little bit of an interesting background. And my hand did budge. Oh, that was really much darker than I intended. My hand budged, so we might have a little wonky stenciling going on. I actually like that. That's much darker and that's kind of faded. So I'm going to leave it like that. But I don't like that it's just right in the center. So I'm going to put a little bit right in here. Carry it down to the edge of this paper. And when it hits the crinkles, it's really fun. Okay, next page. I'll just grab this one, and actually I should go this way so I use the same part just for cleaning sake. Not that I've been cleaning them, but you can see I'm not using, each time I'm not using the entire stencil. I'm only using a part of it. I find that to be interesting. A little bit of paint and a stencil can go a long way. I think I'll carry this up here too. Really faintly. All right, what do we think so far? What do we think so far? Are you liking the grunginess of it? Let's see if we can find another stencil that we like. Let's go over here. I really like the dry brushed look. It is so subtle, and it's because it's background, that is perfect for what I'm looking to do here. My mouse is in the way. Scooch over. Make some room for Mama. And then maybe I'll just take one of these corners and kind of hang it off the edge here. Totally random. Oh, Leslie, I'm so glad. I'm so glad to hear that. Okay, this one is the middle open spread. So we're at the middle. Brown packing paper. Oh, it makes my heart happy. I don't know why, but it does. Like paper bags too. Like, I'm not buying wine. I'm not drinking wine right now, but you guys all know how much I love wine. So when I buy wine at our local store, they always put them in each individual bottle of wine in a brown paper bag, and I don't throw them out. I use them. Those could be unfolded and used as journal pages, or, you know, the list goes on and on. Tags, ATC, you can use them on ATC cards to make envelopes, so many things. So many things. All right, let's change it up. I'm going to change it up because I don't want them all to have the same pattern. There's one hiding under here. I don't like that one. Let's go with this one. Not using a lot of paint here. Ooh, pretty, pretty. This one's really pretty. I like this one a lot. Oh my gosh, I love the swirls on this one. Oh, we have a little leakage. It's okay. It's all good. I'm going to save this. I'm going to use this one again back here because I love it that much. Let's go with this guy. Now, I kept them all the same paint color. You don't have to. You could do, you know, black, brown, white. I mean, I'm trying to keep it kind of neutral, the color scheme here on the inside, so that they can be, the pages can be decorated later. And I do like, you know, by using black on all of the pages, it feels cohesive to me, even though the pages are super grungy and all that. Ooh, my stencil moved on me. You can see it's not super flat, right? The stencil isn't flat. It's really hard to get it flat on a bundle of crinkly papers, but I'm still getting some really pretty lacy looks to these pages, even without being really concerned about the stencil lying flat. Okay, I already have that there, so we just have to do something on the back. I don't have any tape on the back. Let's do something about that. Let's go with this guy. You do? You like this combination, Vicki? Yay. I hope it inspires you to use up some of your junk this weekend or in the next coming weeks. Look at your junk mail. Look at like the bags that you're bringing home from the stores. Look at it differently and maybe use it in a fun, pretty way, creative way. I'm out of paint. That little glob of paint went a long, long way. I got all of the pages done with that little bit of paint. Look. I'm like, trying to get a little bit off there, but it's pretty much gone. If I really, really needed a little more, you could just add a little medium. Liquid medium. I'm going to add a drop. Whoop! That was a bigger drop than I expected. Did you hear my whoops? That wasn't what I expected. I'll show you. Hang tight, girls. That was much bigger than I thought, but that's okay. It's going to re-wet that. Kind of get it on your brush again. Yep, there we go. See how dark it made it? I was getting a really light effect because it was so dry. So adding that little bit of, I know I have some more on my brush, so I'm going to find a place to put it down. I'm liking it. I think I'm just going to leave it just the way it is. Where's my cover? So remember, I have the black on here. That could be the front of the book. Which do you like better? Blue front with yellow or black front? Oh, I think I like the black now that I've added all this black in here. Blue front, black front. Please vote. Please vote. Oh, I'm so glad. Cena says it's inspiring. Why, thank you. I'm going to take a sip of water while you tell me blue or black front. Which one do you like better? Oh, Pat says black. Vicky likes the black. I think I love I picked this page because I loved the yellow. But I think with these pages on the inside, the black front makes more sense, right? Oh yeah, everybody agrees. Everybody's saying black. All right, let's leave it at that. Let's just leave it there. All right, hold on. Put my paintbrush in some water. Where did I put my water? Oh, over here. Get that paintbrush soaking. Now, I was showing the girls, who was I showing the other day? It was in the Craft Therapy Club, I think. If you want to create a book and you don't want to punch holes and sew, that you can tie this closed. Before I do that though, I do want to sew these edges. So I guess I will grab Babsy. Where are you, Babsy? I think I will grab Babsy and have her help me right now with the sewing, just so I can show you that, the tie. Now, it's just an alternative if you're new to journaling and if the punching holes and sewing with a thread and needle is intimidating for you. There are other ways to bind your pages into your cover without having to do that. But before I show you that, I'm just going to do my sewing on my journal cover. And actually, I have all these extra pieces, remember. And I was kind of thinking they're like the right size for making a little tuck spot if I wanted to. This is too long. Here's my fold, right? So this is too long, I think, for a tuck spot. What if I folded it down? Never had a tuck spot with a flap. Doesn't mean I can't have one. You know what would be really cute? If I made this a pen holder. Hear me out. Would a pen fit in this book? Heck yeah. Okay. I could make this a pen holder. So yep. If a pen is going in and out of here, this is probably going to get a little wear and tear, but I think that is just one solid piece of paper, so that's going to be okay. I would want to glue this down and or sew. So let's put a sew line there. Just hang tight with me and watch. I think I have an idea here that might work. I need a straight stitch on my sewing machine. Let's hope my sewing machine is helpful today and not a pain in my hoosits, as my dad used to say. He always used to say that. It's a pain in my hoosits. Let's hope it's not a pain. My little presser foot. Okay, Babsy is half on mat and half on the table, so she's wobbly. Come on, Babsy. Get it together, girl. I am going to backstitch. How do I can't hold this and hold that at the same time. How do I do this? This, you have to hold it down. That's how you're going to do it. Okay, got it. I backstitch so that I have a little extra support there. Okay, now if this is a tuck spot, I'm hoping that I can fit a pen or a pencil in there. Yes, a little spot for a pen or a pencil. So I'm gonna sew this down as well. First, since this is gonna be a little tuck spot here, I'm also gonna glue this edge down. I'm making this up as I go, girls. Thanks, Maureen. Hey, B, how are you? Thanks for the hug, sweet love. You're a darling. Thank you for that. All right, we're gonna glue this down. If I can get the glue out. I'm going to sew on the top and bottom, so I don't need to worry so much about securing that with glue, but let's secure this edge with glue. Okay, so that now we'll have tuck spot there. I don't really need these here anymore. My table gets so full of stuff when I'm working. Okay, now, I can sew all the way around here. It's gonna take a minute, but we're gonna do it. We're just gonna do a straight stitch all the way around. I don't necessarily get worked up if it's super straight. I say a straight stitch. I don't get real worked up if it's not super straight. I'm just going to do straight. I'm not doing a zigzag. I'm doing nothing fancy. Whoops, water bottle in the way. This is reinforcing. Hard to talk and sew at the same time. I think it's too much noise. I need to move Babsy because I'm running out of room behind the... This is reinforcing all of the edges of this book, okay? It's not the only thing holding it together, but it's reinforcing. Come on. Jeez, what I wouldn't give for a table, a craft room where I could just have my sewing machine on an uncluttered table, always set up. I don't have that. I used to have that in my old house, but this house I don't have that. All right, I'm coming to this. I don't know if you can see this. Good gravy, girls. here's my tuck spot. So I need to make sure I'm getting the stitch over that tuck spot, right? Can you say wonky stitches? That's me. Woo, that's a lot to get through. Come on, Babsy. You can do it, girlfriend. One more stitch. One more, and then I'm going to lift up the presser foot so I can go down here without interrupting the stitch lines. You have two options here, back stitch or tie. I think I'm going to back stitch just because. No, let's go forward again. All right, we're all done. Whew. Now, when I said you have two choices, back stitch or tie, I back stitched the end of this. Where is it? Here. But this first one where I started, I didn't start with a back stitch. So these two strings, thread that was used, you could tie these off if you really want to be super secure that they're not going to go anywhere. I don't want to lose my corner though. I'm going to tie them off gently because I don't want to lose that straight edge corner right there. I'm going to do 3 knots. I like the threads hanging out, so I'm leaving them. This now is my cover. It has a stitch all the way around, wonky and all. We have this great little tuck spot and a place for a pen or a pencil. And because I sewed down here, it's not going to come out the bottom, right? Oh my gosh, I love that little unexpected feature. So I kind of let the paper and the envelope determine how I use that. I had that little flap. I was debating, do I cut it off? Do I leave it there? If I leave it there, can it serve a purpose? And that's when I came up with the idea for the pen holder, pencil holder. So now that we have that, I'm going to do one last thing. I'm going to show you one last thing in this book. The main part of getting this book together will be done. So the one last thing is telling you that you don't always have to poke holes and stitch through the cover. Another alternative way to bind your book together, some people will use a rubber band if you have one that's the right size. Can you put something to the side of you? I don't have enough room. I wish I did, Maureen, but my room isn't big enough for that. Janet's loving the variety. Yay! Hi, again, man. How are you, kid? You doing good? Mm-hmm. All right. Girls, I'm looking. What, honey? Want any food? I will in a minute. I'm almost done here, and I will say yes to that when I'm done. Okay, I'm looking at my threads and fabrics, my threads and ribbons, jute. You can use anything. Let's grab this just because I have it handy and it's going to be easy to tie. This is a white jute that I think could look cute on here. So instead of poking holes and sewing through, you absolutely can simply tie this off. Come out here. I'm going to need a little more. Now, I want it to be taut, T-A-U-T, but you don't want to pull so hard that it's now digging into your pages. That's not what we want. We want it taut, but not distorting the shape of the book or the pages, the book cover. You see what I'm saying? So that is taut right there. That is like the spot where it's tight enough where your pages on the inside aren't going to be wiggling and wobbling around. And on the outside, it's securing everything in place. So I kind of need another set of hands. I need someone to, can someone borrow me a finger and just hold that down there? I don't have someone here. Let's try washi tape. Whenever I use washi tape for utility, I use a washi tape that I don't use very often. So let's see if I can get a little chunk of this off. Gannon's just getting up from bed. That's a teenager for you, right? I think he said he was setting his alarm for 8:30. It's now 11:30. I think he's been up for a few minutes because he had to get showered. He's going to work in a little while, and he works until 10 tonight. All right, there's my extra finger. There's my extra finger. Now I want to knot this. So I'm going to pull this right through the washi tape. Like I'm just going to tighten that up, and then I can pull the washi tape out, supposedly. There's that extra finger that I needed. Come on. I know you want to. There we go. So I'm going to knot that. You can do a little bow. You can just knot it and tie it real close to, cut it real close to the knot. But here, now, my pages are all in place. And then the nice thing about doing it this way actually is, if I decided I wanted to add more pages to that, I could just slide one in and create another page for my book. So I actually wouldn't mind it being a little tighter than this. But do what's comfortable for you. It feels a little loose, but everything's staying in place. What I didn't want was these pages that are in there to be wiggly wobbly this way. We want them nice and secured in there, which they are. So that's a really easy fix around having to punch holes and sew. Okay. Sometimes I call it the lazy, a lot of the ways that I do things are, sometimes I call them the lazy way. But I don't mean lazy in a bad way, like I'm a lazy girl, like a negative connotation. I mean it like I'm too tired, man. I don't want to mess with the sewing and punching of the holes and being accurate and precise. So I'm just going to tie it closed. The tired way of crafting. So there you have it. One book is completely done. I don't know how I'm going to use it or what I'm going to use it for. I may end up gifting it to somebody. I don't know. But I have, from that little bit of packing paper and 4 envelopes, I'm going to get 4 books out of this. How fun is that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the tying is such an easy thing to do. It's non intimidating. Everybody can tie it. Even I just showed you, use your washi tape if you don't have somebody there to put their finger down and help you hold that down taut. Use a little piece of washi tape or painter's tape to hold it down, and you're good to go. You are good to go. I can't believe we made 4 books, almost in entirety. I think I'm going to end up tying all of these the same way just to keep them cohesive. You're welcome, Miss Janet. All right, ladies. Now, if you're not, every week on Sunday, just as a reminder for anybody particularly who's new here, every week on Sunday, I send out an email. Just like it's an email recap. And actually, Adrienne puts it together for me. She's one of my helpers. She puts it together for me, and she sends a recap with all of the links to the lives, either on YouTube or Facebook, that you may have missed, along with any other updates of what's going on. The weekly schedule gets sent to you. So if you want to get on the email list, I just dropped into the comments the website, companynestwithgrace.com. Just go there and join the email list there. I have sent out an email and posted on the page an invite to join us in the Craft Therapy Club this month. We are doing Junk Journals on a Journey in the group as a fellowship activity. I'm going to be creating teams of 3 or 4 club members, and they are going to do their own journal on a journey together. We are also doing bingo, regular bingo for prizes. We're doing creative bingo. We have 2 open craft sessions. I'm teaching them how to make vintage tape tomorrow. All of the lives are recorded and available after the live for rewatch, just in case someone misses it. We have 3 creative guests in the group next month and some other things going on. So it is a busy and full combination of activities and fellowship challenges and creative challenges in the group. So I've sent the link to join to the waitlist members, the people on the waitlist, and I also share it here on the page. So if you're interested in joining us, just grab that link. It's only $15 a month, and you get a ton of value for that. I don't know of another club that offers as much for as little. Truthfully, I don't know of another club. So I hope you'll consider joining us. You can cancel anytime. You can try it for a month or two, and if you don't think it's for you, you can always cancel. But I don't think you will. I think you're going to love being in there with us. Okay, thanks for the company today, ladies. Thank you for the prayers for my upcoming surgery. I will see you next time here on the Comfy Nest with Grace. And club members, I'll be live with you tomorrow. We are going to figure out, I'm going to show you how to make this vintage crusty tape. Vintage tape. We're going to be doing that tomorrow in the group.